Hello everyone, I am Sunaina from MSc Previous 2018 to 20 batch, Department of Chemistry, UCS OU. The experiment which we are going to deal today is critical solution temperature of phenol water system. The main aim is to determine the critical solution temperature or upper consolute point of phenol water system. The principle behind this is two partially miscible liquids may become completely miscible at a higher temperature since solubility increases with temperature. Generally we see this in this case. This miscibility temperature is different for different compositions of the mixture. The highest miscibility temperature is called as critical solution temperature or CST. The apparatus required for this procedure are boiling tubes, thermometer, aluminium stirrer, beaker, dropper, measuring cylinder, cork. The chemicals required for this procedure is phenol and distilled water. We need to take care regarding the water because if any impurities are present in the distilled water, this may deviate the CST. A setup like this is maintained with a clamp with the water that is meant to be boiled with a lamp in the below. That will increase the temperature of the water in which we put the phenol water system, the boiling tube of phenol water system. Let's go with the procedure. Now let's take 2 ml of phenol with the help of measuring jar and dropper into this boiling tube. As we have taken 2 ml of phenol, let's add 8 ml of distilled water into this boiling tube in order to make a total of 10 ml, because we need to take only distilled water because if any impurities we have taken, this critical solution temperature may vary because of those impurities, because impurities also deviate the temperature and as a result we won't get the correct result. Let's add this 8 ml of distilled water into this boiling tube that have 2 ml of phenol. These are partially miscible, so we can see the turbidity between these two solutions. If it is completely dissolved, we will be seeing a clear solution, but it is partially miscible, so these are not completely dissolved. Now when we put this in the water bath or the hot water, by gradually increasing the temperature at a particular temperature, these solutions will be miscible, that is they are completely dissolved, and note down that reading. So let's now boil this, that is let's keep it in the water bath or hot water so that these two can be get dissolved and we note down the temperature. This is the cork, this is the thermometer, and this is the stirrer that is used to remove this turbidity. Let's fix this into the boiling tube in this way. Now let's fix this boiling tube into the water and stir it continuously. Stirring should be done continuously till this turbidity is lost and we see a clear solution. So we also need to take down the temperature because we are calculating it. The dissolution of solutions took place and the temperature is 70 degrees. In this way we have to do for different concentrations of phenol and water so that we will be knowing at what concentration or what composition the temperature is maximum. So at this maximum temperature the two solutions are miscible, which is called as critical solution temperature. At this temperature almost all the compositions of phenol and water gets dissolved, and above this temperature also almost all the compositions of phenols and water gets dissolved. Let's consider the tabular column of phenol water system. With different volumes of water in the combination of different volumes of phenol, we get different temperatures, and this highest temperature at which the both volume of phenol and water gets miscible is called as critical solution temperature. When we plot a graph by considering this CST and volume of phenol, we'll get a graph in this way called as parabolic graph when we consider CST and volume of phenol, and the highest point is called as critical solution temperature. Above this temperature, even all the compositions of water and phenol get dissolved, that is, all the solutions are completely miscible. Now let's see the effect of added electrolyte into this phenol water system. The main electrolyte which we are using here is 0.1 m of KCl solution that affects the phenol water system temperature. The volume of phenol which we are taking here is 5 ml of phenol. So let's take 5 ml of phenol. We need to be very careful while transferring the phenol. The volume of phenol is maintained constant, whereas the volume of added electrolyte and distilled water is changed. So here we take 5 ml of phenol in the boiling tube. Two ml of KCl solution. And 8 ml of distilled water. Fit this with thermometer, stirrer and cork. Fit this with thermometer, stirrer and cork and put it in the hot water. Stir it continuously till the turbidity is lost. The dissolution of the phenol, the added electrolyte is taken, and the temperature at which the dissolution took place is 70 degrees. As soon as we have taken out, the turbidity is formed again. So while the boiling tube is kept in the water, note down the reading, thermometer reading, because if we take out and note down the reading, the temperature may vary and you may get wrong readings. So in the similar way, do for different concentrations of KCl solutions by taking 1 ml, 2 ml, 3 ml and increase the volume of the KCl solutions and note down the temperature readings. So in this graph we have observed that the temperature values goes on increasing with the increase of volume of KCl solution, that is electrolyte taken. When we plot a graph between the CST and volume of KCl added, we get an increase, a line passing through origin, that is with increase of temperature, with increase of volume of KCl added, there will be an increase in CST. So from this graph we can conclude that as the electrolyte is increased in the phenol water system, the temperature, the critical solution temperature of the phenol water system increases.